Namaste, everybody. Sorry for a little delay. I was having another class and it got little delayed. So my sincere apologies. Okay, so let's start. Today I wanted to talk a little more about the theory portion from your exam. Okay, so let me share one doc. Give me just 2 minutes. Okay, I'll just take a glass of water and come back because I was talking for last 3 hours almost. So just give me 2 more minutes if that is okay to you, please. Okay, just 2 minutes. Okay. Sorry about it, guys. Okay. So let's talk about little theoretical aspect from your exam and how the structure of your exam is. So let me share the screen and we will explain a little more. So instead of playing more, my suggestion is probably you can keep the tabla outside. You don't need probably tabla today. Have your pen and pencil and probably write down the important instructions what I'll be sharing probably. So just give me 1 second. Just bear with me for 1 minute, okay? Okay, so you open the doc and I'll share the doc with you. Okay. Share the link. Okay, can you see the screen? So we do have an online e-learning portal for our students. I didn't share you the link yet. The reason is because this doc is a little older doc and I'm trying to revamping it with some changes. But I'll try to explain this and then we will, if required, I'll still share you the link so you can access, but you need to register it before you access because this is not open to all basically. Unless you do the registration, I will not able to add it into that basically. But let me explain about this doc. And again, this doc is it's not only for the first exam, but rather the Akhil Bharatiya Gandhar Mahavidyalaya, that's what we call ABGMV, right? This basically uh, is the institution through which we conduct these exams locally here in the Bay Area. So that course content basically, this is Prarambhik exam prep. I hope you can see my screen here. Then this is second exam, third exam. Like that, every exam we have this online complete course content with audio video. For first exam, I didn't put audio video, but for rest of the other exams, we do have probably even this theory exam. It has a complete theoretical portion. I mean, for you guys, there is no theory at this time, theory paper, I mean to say, but this portal contains the complete content of all these exams, right from the first exam till the last seventh exam, which we call as a graduation level, Visharat exam. So this is seventh exam, Visharat Purna exam. So I'm just opening your first exam talk here to give you that nutshell thought. And then if you guys feel you need to have this access, I can give that access to you guys. So this is the front screen of that. If you scroll down to that, now this doc will contain only your syllabus for first exam. Okay. Now if I'm clicking on the exam syllabus, okay. So the right side will give you the index here, what this site contains basically. I hope you can see it here. So this side will give you the complete content and then the right pan will give you the actual content. So index and content basically. That's what you can see here. Now this syllabus is the first topic what you see here, right? Now if you scroll down to this, or I'm just opening this whole section here. If you scroll down, your syllabus is consisting of theory, but which is only the oral presentation. You don't have any written paper here. Okay, but in the theory, the examiner will ask you the definition of the following terms. What is matra? What is tal, sam, tali, khali, vibhag, dugun, and avartan? Okay, so there is a theoretical portion which you call as a oral or viva that carries 10 marks if you see here, right? So oral presentation carries 10 marks. The practical what we have been learning so far in the class, especially kaidas, okay, Tita kaida, Theravada kaida, and then all the tals, that carries 40 marks. So the total exam will be of 50 marks. Amongst that, your passing is for 18 marks. So you must get at least 18 marks to pass your exam, basically. So in the practical, ability to play all important bowls with the correct technique on the daya and baya, which is comprising of playing different varnas or syllable or the phrases like ta, na, dha, or phrases like tita, tirakita, etc. Right? So that is the first part which we covered long time. Ability to play the following tal with tali khali in single and double speed. Okay, and which are the tal? Teen tal, chap tal, dadra, and kerwa. We covered those tal long back, so you should able to do those tal in the on the clap system. For example, if you are doing teen tal on the tal, how you should do? Ta, then, then, ta, ta, then, ta, khali, ta, then, ta, ta, then, da, double, da, then, da, da, then, back to single, da, then, da, da. So this is what all the tasks, the same thing when it comes to the playing. You play single and double, basically all those tasks, right? So that is item number 2 from the syllabus. That you should able to play all these tasks on the tali khali, means on the clap, in both the speed, single speed and double speed, basically. Okay. Then ability to recite and play rupak tal with the tali khali. So that also we did basically. Then the next third item in that line is Trital, one Tita Kaida and one Tirakita Kaida with 3 variations. This is what we are working. We finished Tita Kaida and now we are working with Tirakita Kaida. This is number third. And then the last item is Tintal and Japtal, at least one sum to sum TI. We have not done that. So this is only pending portion from the practical part and then the definition of this. So this is what your complete syllabus to get prepared for your exam, basically. Okay. Now again, if I go to this left pan here, if I'm opening this sheet, again, unfortunately, this is in Devanagari. Oh no, this is in English. Okay, so that's good. So here, I have tried to given the marks associated to each. So playing the syllables on the tabla, that carries 5 marks. So examiner may ask you, can you show playing ta, na, tha, tita, or tirakita, or some phrases? Okay, that carries 5 marks. So if you play those good, you'll probably attempting 5 marks basically. Showing the tal on clap and playing the tal in single speed basically, that carries 15. But Rupak has his own marks for 3 marks. So anyway, the examiner will ask you Rupak 101% because he has to give this 3 marks. So Rupak is must, okay? And then amongst these tal, he may not ask all the tals. Remember this point. He is not going to ask tin tal, then play jap tal, then that. No, he will pick any one of tal from this and will ask you to do that. Now, if you could do that tal correctly, and if he is satisfying with your presentation, you will get 15 marks. It may not probably 15 if you do some small mistake here, there. So the marks will get eliminated as per what mistakes you are doing it. But it's not that he's going to ask all the tals to get you 15 marks. No, it's a sampling of the questions. Sometimes if examiner is really good, he may say, okay, what is your favorite tal? And he will say, oh, maybe my favorite tal is Dadra. Okay, can you do Dadra on Tariq Ali? And then you are pretty much done. Okay, but Sometimes if it is not that friendly, he will choose by his own. Or many times he will ask your choice and then he will ask probably one more in case if you do some mistake or something, his choice. So maximum he may ask probably two tals, not all the tals. So it's like sampling. Here also, he may not ask all the play. Oh, play da, na, ta, tita, ka, ga, ge, tira, kita. No, it's just a sampling of the things happens here basically. So don't expect that during the examiner is going to ask you 100%. No, you prepare 100%, but among that, the expectation is you may just pick it up 1%, 10%. Who knows basically that? Okay. Now the next section is in the teen tal. Sorry, let me zoom it a little more. So in the teen tal, you have 10 marks. So Qaida Tirakita and Qaida Theta. So here also we have variation 1, variation 2, variation 3 and TI, right? Many times what happens, the examiner will say, okay, play the main theme, one variation probably and TI. So in that case, you can skip variation 2 and 3. And or in that case, you can either pick to play variation 2 or 3 or TI, but main theme and TI is must. That you cannot escape. Okay, so while asking also, his expectation is that you must play the main theme and you must play the TI, but among variation, he will say, oh, you pick probably any one variation. So don't ask him, should I play variation 1, variation 2, or variation 3? Because that is not his call, that is your call to decide. So any variation out of that three, whichever you feel comfortable, you are feeling appropriately, you choose it and you play it. That's it. But don't ask him, oh, should I play variation 1? Because whatever qaida I am teaching you doesn't mean that he exactly knows, because there are tons and hundreds and thousands of qaidas in the tabla. So not necessarily that whatever we are teaching, I am teaching you, he knows. But when you start playing, he will figure it out what qaida you are playing, because that's what his expertise is. But not exactly that, oh, this is the first variation which he knows and you knows. No, that may not happen. So it's not good to ask that question. Rather, select any one variation if he give choice. But if he doesn't give choice, then you play all the variations. You don't have any option. But as my suggestion and as my thoughts, mostly they don't go with all the variations. They do sampling or play one variation and then you're pretty much done with that. Now, amongst the two qaida also, many times it happens that the examiner asks you only to play one qaida. Because you have two qaida, right? Theta and Tiragita. So he will say, oh, play only one qaida, main theme, one variation and done. And then if everything goes good, you are assessing for 10 marks. Not necessarily you'll get 10 out of 10 depending on how many mistakes you do it basically, but that's what the sampling will happen. Or sometimes he'll prettily say, oh, just play Tira Gita Kaida, or sometimes he'll say play Tita Kaida, or sometimes he'll say, oh, whichever easy Kaida or you like Kaida, you can play that Kaida. Sometimes he's picky, then he will ask to play both the Kaidas. So I'm just giving you all the odd ones and all the easy ones, so your mindset should be ready. But for you, you must prepare 100%. You got it? But during exam, he may not ask you 100%. He will just sample it 10%, 15%, who knows? Okay. Then from the sum to sum TI in Tintal, he will ask you 100% because this is only one sum to sum TI. So sum to sum TI, Rupak, any one Tal, any one Kaida, these are all must. Okay. No choice. Now in case of Japtal also, he will ask sum to sum TI for sure because that's only one entity. So both sum to sum TI in Tintal and Japtal, which we have not yet done, okay, we will do that. That is must. So make sure that you pay attention to that when we are learning. Now the last topic in that was a definition, which we will try to do it today. So that definition also there are 7 or 8 definitions, right? He is not going to ask you all 7 or 8. He will ask probably sampling 1 or 2 or 3 maximum. That's it. But amongst that, he is going to give you 10 marks basically. So remember that part, that if your syllabus has a 10 things, he is not going to ask you all 10 things. He will ask you just sampling of those 10, and that's what he is going to cover all these marks basically. So the maximum marks, if you see, they are for Tal, 15 marks. So don't wait to do the study of Tal on the last day of the exam. My sincere request is do the tal every day, revise. It will not take more than 5 minutes. 1 minute for one tal, maximum. So do the tal every day for from today till your exam day. You are going to get 15 out of 15 if you do that. Trust me. So 15 plus 3, rather 18 marks. Okay. Now this playing this syllable also. Just randomly select some syllable from your thought and keep practicing. Ta, or phrases, theta, tirakita, dhagena, any phrases from the kaida, what you learn in both theta and tirakita kaida, or any syllable from your tal, ghe, or combination, ghe, na, ke, theta, ghe, na. So try to create your own vocabulary while practicing and practice those basically every day for a couple of minutes. So that covers your this 5 marks. So if you cover this 5 plus 15 plus 3, you are more than your passing mark. Your passing is 18 marks. You don't have one to touch to play the qaida to just pass the exam. So if you just do the basic syllable playing and all the tal, you are targeting how much? 15 plus 5, 20 plus 3, 23 marks. And how much is your passing? 18. And if you do that 100% perfect, you are going to get probably full marks. So my sincere request is these two sections you do every day from today till your exam day so that you don't make any mistakes into that. But it doesn't mean that you should not do. Rather, these two sections are a basic building of your future Tabla learning. So this is another most important element in your Tabla learning, which rather you should do every day, but extended time. This you can do probably minute, 2, 3, okay. But this you should do at least 5 to 10 minutes. Because whole your future learning, the next level of exam or next level of understanding is based on the Qaida, terminology of Qaida. And this Qaida makes you a really perfect tabla player going further because it helps to enhance your tone, enhance your lay, enhance your speed. I hope you guys are struggling to the class to play the Qaida at 60 double speed, right? Why? Because those are the bottlenecks. And we need to get away from that bottleneck to get the speed along with the clarity, along with the fingering. So this section is very, very, very important. And you should have an extended practice on this session. So, okay. So I try to explain you this part and then the overall presentation you get 5 marks. Now this 5 marks is completely depending on the examiner's wish and will. You cannot challenge, I cannot challenge. And again, here many times it all depends on how your nature is, how you interact with the examiner, what dress code you use it, how is your surrounding, because it gives a pleasant personality to examiner, right? So while appearing for exam, don't use the shorts and bermudas basically. Try to use the traditional dress. Mostly we use, I mean, the kids, they use salwar kurta. Probably Swarna, you can use Punjabi dress if you have it, but don't try to use westernized dress. Rather be indigenized dress. Make sure you are surrounded because exams are happening online. You be at your home. That's what you are appearing exam. But examiner is probably somewhere, some part of the world. I don't know. We don't know who is examiner basically. So your surroundings, basically your ambience has to be, try not to have too many things lying on the floor when you are appearing exams. Try to be making not too much noise, rather it should be isolated. Or if there is pressure cooker shitty happening or anything is talking too louder during exam, those things will disturb examiner. So make sure that there has to be a complete pin drop silent. No parents, no siblings are allowed during the exam. Make sure the kids is continuously independent by his own. So all those things does matter in the presentation. Many times they use this to give you some boosting your marks, so basically. So that 5 marks is in his court. We can't challenge basically. So that's what the distribution of the marks is basically. Any question up to here so far? What we discuss?
So do we play with Lahara or we pick our own speed?
Okay. So for first level of exam, Lera is not mandatory. Okay. For first level of exam, Lera is not mandatory. So do not use Lera. But it doesn't mean that we will stop practicing with the Lera. It is good. So we are targeting one step ahead than the requirement. And that's what I always think that what is bare minimum requirement is not my achievement. We should exceed our achievement in all the ways, basically. And because for second level of exam, Lehra is mandatory. Then why to open the door by that time? Why can't we do right from today? So that second exam, you don't have to put extra effort, basically. And it is a good cause because that's the way you fix your life. That's the way you fix your rhythm, basically. But for first exam, there is no Lehra. Okay. Any other question to anyone? Yes,
And
Ishan?
sorry,
Can you use your book?
No. That's what I'm no open book, please. These exams are not open book exams. No paper, no open books, no notes in front of with you. If examiner sees you that kind of things, he even basically will fail you without even taking your further exam. Because our music, Ishan, is not a music which you refer, read, and then play. Western music is of that kind. If you go to any Western music concert, they keep the notation chart in front of it there. They will have some stand, no, and then they have some piece of paper. They look at the paper and they play the notation basically. That is their approach. Our Indian musical approach is everything has to be here. Nothing on the book. So, good question you ask, Ishan, that you have to memorize 100%. So all the tal need to memorize. All the qaida, variation you have to memorize. All the sum to sum there. So memorizing is key part in the tabla or rather in our music, basically. And that memorization eventually will lead you to create something on the fly spontaneously. And that's the real music. Right now, we are in the process of learning, memorizing, and presenting, right? Later part of the exams, you will learn, okay, but you will try to create in a uppers anga, which we call spontaneously while you perform. But those days are pretty long days. I mean, we don't have to worry on that. But answering your question, Ishan and others, no notebook lying on the no notes lying on the paper on the floor while the exam is going. No. Okay. Any other question? I think Parvanji, you have some other question. I think.
so in Tal, we have to play single and double speed, right?
So examiner will ask you. He'll say if he say, "Oh, play tintal," then don't ask him should I play single and double. If he say play tintal, then just play only single speed and then stop it. He will say you that oh play dadra single double or play dadra in double speed. So, as I said, we'll do a mock test before the exam. Probably by this month end or maybe November first week, we will conduct a mock test. Basically, we'll have somebody to take your exam, as if what the question examiner is asking, he will ask those questions so that you are aware of it. What kind of questions asked, basically, and it will be a just little pilot for you to prepare your mindset. To prepare your approaches, basically in that case. So we'll do that sometime in this month end or maybe in October, November first week. Any other question? Ishan, go ahead.
So I'm going to India at that time, so I can do online class, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which day you are going?
Mid-November. I don't know which day though.
Okay. Yeah, you can appear from India. That's okay. But make sure you have tabla there
Okay.
because
Also,
without tabla you can't give exam. Okay.
my you said my tabla wasn't as good, so
Uh-huh.
we might sell it in India. So what type of tabla should we get?
We'll talk that offline, basically, not in
Okay.
this class. Okay. If you have any question related to the exam, let's discuss that. Other topic we will talk offline, please. Okay. Any other question to anyone? Swarnya, you are okay with all questions? Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next part now. Now the next part in this case is a mark grading. This is similar to what exactly I have just shared it here, but this is in basically a Devanagari. So probably those who knows Devanagari, and this is from the Akhil Bharatiya Gandhara Mahavidyalaya basically. So this is what they use to take your exam basically. They fill this chart. That's what I'm sharing with you guys here. So this is what I mean. This is in oriented 180 degree. Unfortunately, I can't change that. But if you do your neck a little tilted and then try to read that, you will able to see that. So here, if I zoom it, this is in Devanagari. So paribhasha means definition. So definition carries 10 marks. So he's going to use this chart while your exam is going on to take this marks. So he has to ask definition to give you 10 marks. Now playing the different syllable and playing single double, that carries 10 marks. Then playing the tal and the clap single double, that carries 10 marks, right? So this is a sheet, basically a grading sheet, what examiner is going to use it while your exam is going on. That's what I'm sharing with you. So these are the points and these are the items he's going to ask as per the points, and then thereafter he'll going to give you a total number of marks. So your each point study is important to get you the good marks in all the points basically, and that all the points I just explained in earlier sheet. Okay, the next part, this is parts of the tabla, which we did probably on the day one when we start the tabla, but he may ask some of the parts here. So this sheet will give you the different parts of the tabla. Okay, various parts. This is called as a maidan. This is black portion is called as a shai. This is called as a strips or wadi. Vaisal means this is your outer shape of the daya, which is a metallic shape. Gajra is this section along with that. Kinar is this section. So all those different sections of the tabla has been indicated, and then going further, examiner may ask you to place something on which section of the tabla. For example, if this is a kinar or chanti, what syllable you play on that? So we play ta or na on the kinar, right? Basically, or in the shai, what syllable you play on the tabla? Ti, t, or ti, r. Then on the baya, close baya, you play ki or gh, ghi, ghe. So like that, he may ask different sections. He may ask what syllable are using or some phrases, and many times they even ask what is the usage of that. So what is the usage of these wooden pegs? What you see, tune the tabla, right? What is the usage of this ring? To stabilize the instrument, to make it steady basically. So such kind of random question he may ask considering the different parts of that. Okay, so this is one section. Now if I go to the syllables on the tabla and baya, next section. So here there is a list of the different syllables. Now ta, right, or dha, how dha is played? Ta plus gh, ghi, ge on the baya, that becomes adha. How then it becomes? Ten plus gh, ghi, ge becomes then. Thun, basically, same thing. So this sheet will give you the basic syllable which we done probably way long back. Thet, theta. So those are the couple of syllables basically. Nutshell, you should know basically. Then the next thing is starts the different tals. This is we already covered this tal. So this is the first tal, teen tal. So this is the structure of the tal, right? I'm not going to go through. I'm just going through the doc to give you the information what we covered so far, basically. Okay, and what you need to probably do it. So this is the structure of the tal, and this is the tal here. Da, din, da, din, da. You have to practice in single double, basically. Then tal in double speed. I'm just going through the different indexing here. So this is the double speed of tinta. Da, din, da, din, da, din, da, that way. So this is tintal. Next one is dadra, right? Then dadra double. I'm just going to this line because we have already done that. I don't want to spend time. The next one is rupak here, right? So rupak is exceptional tal where the first beat is a khali. Very tricky and important question. Many examiners they ask. Okay, what is peculiar about the rupak than the other tal? All other tal they have first beat as a clap, but rupak is exceptional tal where first beat is not a clap, rather it's a khali basically. That's why the first beat here we have shown with the different color, right? So tin, na, then clap, then clap. So remember this particular question. He may ask in a little twisted manner basically. Then rupak double speed basically, right? Then Kerwa. So all these stars they have listed here are not. So the whole doc contains the complete syllabus. But since I am revamping it, I'm not sharing that doc to you. But in case if you still feel you need it, let me know and I can share the link and you can probably start accessing this doc. But this will be covering your 100% syllabus here. So Dadra double speed, then Jhaptal. The only problem here is the Qaida, what I taught to you in the class, and Qaida, what here in this online doc, they are different. But if you want, I can copy those kaidas here and I can send a link to you. That I can do that. But coming back to the point that the kaidas are differently taught. I have taught different kaidas to you than these. So this is Japtal double. Now this is your theta qaida. Now again, this theta qaida is different than what I taught you. So don't look at that theta qaida here. Then again, the next one is Tiragita qaida. So here is Tiragita qaida. Now if you scroll back, I have audio and video also of this qaidas basically. But again, unfortunately, I have taught you different qaida. So my suggestion is don't use this qaida. But this doc is a foolproof doc, and this is we call as a e-learning portal for Tabla Niketan, where you have a complete syllabus from the first level of exam till your graduation level. So we have created this portal to our students to make sure that they follow the whole pattern and you have the ready-made stuff available from the first exam till the last exam. It took a good amount of my time to create this stuff. But now the students community, they can utilize this side in a great extent basically. So this is a video of the Qaida basically, play at speed. When I have given the speed also, what speed they should play basically. So these are the two Qaidas. Then the next part is sum to sum TI, which we have not covered. So this is sum to sum TI, basically in Tintal, and then sum to sum TI in Jhaptal. What we are trying to cover today is a definition. So we will cover that basically. So this is Jhaptal sum to sum TI. I hope now if you see that syllabus, what I told you earlier and what I'm going through that, it is exactly as per the structured syllabus what we are trying to do here basically. So this is Jhaptal sum to sum TI. And then the last portion is the definition. Now let's work on the definition today. Okay, so these are the definitions. So the definition page here, if you scroll down here, if you go to this section, you will see there are multiple pages here, one of four. If you use this up arrow and down arrow, you will go to the next pages here. Up arrow, down arrow. Okay, so let's go to page number 2. Now this window here in this doc, if you click on that, then the index window page goes away and you have a full screen now basically. So let's talk about the definition. You can write down, again, no need to memorize exactly word to word of this definition and no need to say that exactly word to word during exam. My suggestion is try to understand the definition and create in your own language. Okay, no need to copy paste exactly word to word. No, that is not expectation, that is not requirement. But at the end, how you convey or what you convince or what you try to say, that should match the concept of this definition. Is that okay? So now let's start. If you want to open your notebook, start taking the notes and see how you can create your own definition. Okay, so let's talk about beat, matra. Beat and matra is the smallest element of any tal. Is a smallest element, or it is a unit of measurement of time in the music. It is a unit of measurement. So how do you measure? And that's what many times we use our Lehra machine, right? And you ask what speed I should say, 50, 55, 60. So what is that? That is a measurement of time, isn't it basically? So the beat or the matra is, nutshell, it is a unit of measurement of time in the music, which we call as a beat and matra. Okay. We can also say that the time distance between two successive beats, time distance. So if you are saying a tintar, dha, dhin, so from the first dha to second dha, whatever the time, that is we call as a beat. Dha beat, dhin beat. So every syllable in the nutshell on the tal is a beat. But that is not the case in case of qaida. So if you look at it, your qaida, what we did, Tita qaida, or what we'll be doing, Tirakita qaida, sometimes the beat has more than one syllable, right? So the smallest syllable or the smallest amount of beat of the tal is called as a laghu. Write down this word. Smallest beat of the tal is called as a laghu. And if you combine all the laghus in the particular beat, you call it as a guru. I'll explain what does it mean, okay? It may be a little tricky to understand. So let's say you have understood that we are doing Chatusra Jati, right? Everybody knows what is Chatusra Jati. So Chatusra rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, one beat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this is the rhythm of your Chatusra Jati, and you continue that basically, right? Is that correct? Now, let's say I'm using a phrase dha, dha, ti, ta. Okay, one beat. Dha, dha, tin. Now, please pay attention. Okay, this is a little important element. If you don't pay attention, you'll chances that you may not understand that. Now, this is your 1/4, right? This is your 1/4. This is your 1/4, and this is your 1/4, right? I'll try to probably shift it a little more here. I hope you know why I'm doing this 1/4, 1/4. Okay, so this dha is 1/4, right? This dha is 1/4. This t is 1/4. Now this is a unit of measurement I'm talking about. Okay, and this t is 1/4. So if you add all this 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, how much you get it? One. So Guru is always an integer, which we call as a Purnank. Guru is always an integer, which is a Purnank. And Lagu is the smallest matra of that particular beat. So what is Lagu? Lagu is the smallest matra of that beat. And if you add all the Lagu in that beat, you get a value of a Guru. Now, value of a Guru is 1, for example, for a while, at least for your course. Okay, so 1 is a constant value for Guru. So Guru is always Purnank, integer. It will not be a fraction. But Lagu will be a fraction depending on the Jati. Now, if you are doing a Barabar lay, Barabar means same lay, Dha, then, Dha. What is your Guru? Guru is 1. And what is your Lagu? Same 1. Because you are doing 1 to 1. So Lagu and Guru, they are same in Barabar lay. Now, if you do double, what happens? Lagu becomes half. Guru still will remain 1. Now, if you do quadruple speed, Chatusra Jati, 4 syllable, what is the value of Lagu? 1/4. Now, if you remember, we talked about Tisra Jati, right? So, what is Tisra Jati? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So, what is the value of Lagu here in this? Swaranya?
Oh, is it 3 per beat?
Sorry?
8 syllables per beat in this?
I am not able to hear you properly. Your voice is breaking.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Are there 3 syllables per beat for this?
Yeah, so what is the value of Lagu here?
1/3?
Exactly. Perfect. So does Lagu is constant? Now if you add 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, how much you get, Swaranya?
That's 1 and that's the Guru.
Exactly. So Guru is fixed. Guru doesn't change on the Jati. What is changing? Lagu changes. Now if you do a double of Tisra, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, how much becomes value of Lagu? Ishan? Ishan Kedar, I'm not sure whether you are understanding these fractional things. Hopefully you should, but try to pay more attention as much as you can. So if I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a double of Tisra, right? So what could be the value of Lagu here? Ishan?
1/6.
Exactly. Perfect. Good. So this is we called as a Zati Bhed. What terminology we call? Zati Bhed. Zati means Tisra Jati, Chatusra Jati, Khanda Jati, Mishra Jati. So as you change the Jati, the value of the lagu changes. So lagu is not constant, right? So if you are talking about double of chatusra, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, what is the value of lagu? 1, 1, 8. So as you go more further, right now we are only working on the qaida, right? So in the qaida we have 4 syllable per beat, chatusra jati, right? So that's why right now we are working on 1/4 of the lagu of the rhythm. That is unit of measurement. But if you start learning to the more complex composition like a rela, we are many times having 16 syllable per beat. How many syllable per beat? 16 syllable per beat. So what is the value of lagu here? 1/16th. So the smaller the lagu becomes, the complex composition becomes, more difficult it becomes. Okay, so coming back to I hope you have understood the thought and concept of the beat here, everybody, right? So as the lay changes, your value of lagu changes. As your zati changes, your value of lagu changes. But the guru remains constant. That is unit of measurement of guru is constant throughout that. Any question before we go to the next part? So matra beat was okay. Okay, tal. The composition of definite number of beats is called tal. So if you combine all these beats together with some structured approach and then you keep repeating that pattern again and again and again, that is the formation of the tal. So to form a tal, number of beats are required, and then that repetition of beats is another requirement. Then there are certain other elements you can add, like there has to be some clap, there has to be some khali in the tal, and then you should repeat that with the systematic lay or the rhythm. That is called as a tal. So definite. So and again, every tal, if you see, has a fixed number of beats. So if I'm saying 6 beats, what comes in the mind? Name of the tal. Anybody? Kedar? If I'm talking 6 beats, what is the name of the tal come in your mind?
Dadra.
That's it. If I'm talking about 7, immediately you think Rupak, right? So the name, number of beats, and the name of the tal, it has a rock solid association, bonding, right? So anytime you talk about tal, the very first question is how many beats, right? Or what is the name of the tal? Both things will probably have a definite number of beats, basically. Is that okay? The tal was okay. Again, write down those points and then I want you to create your own definition rather than just copy pasting this basically. It's okay to copy paste, there is no doubt. But your own creativity does matter a lot in that sense. Okay. Okay, next one. Focal point or sum. Now, this is one of the most important identity in the music. So, sum is generally a first beat of any given tal, first beat. And that's what we say is that Rupak has sum on the khali, which is very unique and odd. Most of the tal, rather all other tal, they have a clap on the sum because sum is what you release the maximum energy. Right? Sum is a focal point. It's like a nucleus of your atom where the maximum energy is being stored. And sum is very important element in the music. It's not only from the tabla, but vocal, instrumental, dance, anything you take it, there is a thought or there is an approach or there is a concept of sum. So which is always a first beat of any time cycle. First beat, always. Sum, first beat. Don't even think of anything else. Now, examiner may ask you some questions in that, what is the sum in the Rupak? So you should answer should be thin. Or what is the sum in your Japtal? Answer is thin because first beat is thin, right? So it may quickly question different way. Don't get confused. Try to relate it and try to analyze it and then try to answer it. Okay. So sum is called as a focal point. Brief. Sum is the beginning, right? Of the starting point of every avartan of the tal. Another thought which you should remember is that whenever we recite, whenever we play, we never stop at the last beat of any tal. Where we stop? the first beat of the following cycle. Remember that. In exam also, if examiner asks you to do anything on the tali khali on the clap, let's say I'm doing a dadra tal single speed and I'm doing dha, gi, na, dha, tin, na, and if I stop at na, chances that you are going to lose your marks. Examiner will not tell you anything, but he will cut your some percentage of marks. Why? Because in our music, we never stop at the last beat of any tal. We always end, conclude, stop, terminate on the first beat of the following cycle. So remember, write down that point. Anything which you will be reciting, playing, never ever stop on the last beat of any tal. Okay, so how will you stop here? Dha, I'm doing again the dadra. Dha, gi, na, dha, tin, na, dha. So this dha is our stop sign. In case of Rupak, tin, tin, na, tin, na, tin, na, tin. So rule number 1 in going further, never stop at the last beat of tal, rather always terminate, end, conclude, stop at the first beat of the following cycle. And that's what we called as a sum. Okay, is that okay about the sum? Perfect. Let's go to the next one. I hope you are taking some notes here basically, which can be hopefully useful to you to refer sometimes. Tali. Tali means clap, right? So tali clap is a high potential note in any tal or any composition basically. It has a higher potential. Opposite of tali is a khali, right? So in Sanskrit we use two words. I think those who know Sanskrit, sashabda and nishabda. I think Parmananji probably may be knowing those words. Swarna, I'm not sure whether you know this word. I think Kedar's mom, I think you are listening, you probably may know those words probably. Nishabda and Sashabda. Sashabda means there is a sound. So this is called as a Sashabda. Nishabda, there is no sound. So the Tali Khali goes as a Nishabda and clap, those goes. So clap has a sound, right? So it's more filled. And that's what in Hindi we call Bhari, Khali and Bhari. So those are the two words used basically. And this Bhari or Khali always comes on the first beat of any division of the tal. Right on this point. The tali, clap, slash, khali or kal occurs always on the first beat of any given tal. Division of the first beat of the division basically. I'll explain what does that mean basically. So let's say if you are having a teen tal, right? So how many divisions teen tal has? 4 divisions. So what is the first division? Tha, then, da. 4 beats. First da is a clap, right? So first beat of first division of tinta has a clap. What is second division? 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 5 is a clap, right? So da, then, what is the third division? 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 has a khali, right? 13, 14, 15, 16. 13 has a clap. So rule number 1, the starting beat of every division in any given tal will have either a clap or a khali. Okay. So what it's trying to say here is, in order to exhibit the starting beat of Bhari, which is a weight filled division, weight, it has a energy. Okay. Bhari means open part, right? Weighty field basically. It has a energy. Versus Khali, it is non-weighty. It does not have energy. It's like a empty basically. Okay, those are the two different terminologies between tali means clap, okay, and khali, filled, okay, division, the action what is performed at the beginning of that division. So that's what the first beat of every division will either have a clap or khali. So beginning of the division, that is another keyword, you should indicate it anywhere basically. Okay, it's called as a tali, which is by clap by both the hand. That's what you do tali basically, right? So what are the points you should have in that? Basically, this is a highly energetic beat basically, which is indicated by clapping by with the two hands, and it is basically the first beat of any divisions which is more energetic, filled with more vibrations and sound. Basically. Got it? That tali khali. And those are fixed at every tal. You can't change. So in case of tin tal, where the claps or talis are 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 13. Can you change? Cannot. In case of dadra, only one beat. In case of rupak, 4 and 6. So they are fixed number also. They can't vary in the tal. Their position is achal. Achal means not variable. They are fixed basically. Okay. Any question up to here? No question? So among this, examiner is going to ask you some definition, okay? Not all, but he may pick some definition and he will ask some of them basically. Okay? Let's go to the couple more and then probably we will stop for today. So khali kal, the exactly opposite of tali. The very ballpark definition is this is a beat after the midpoint or half of the total number of beats of the time cycle of the tal. For example, teen tal, how many beats? 16. What is half of 16? 8. 9 beat is a khali in teen tal. Let's take example of dadra. How many beats? 6. What is half? 3. 4 is a khali in dadra. Example of kerwa. How many beats? 8. What is half? 4. Fifth beat is khali in kerwa. Japtal, 10 beats. Half 5. What is 6 beat is a khali? Exceptional rupak. That's why in that earlier I told you that rupak is an exceptional tal where the first beat is a khali, which is not following the generalized rule. And again, in everywhere, right, there is some misconduct things happens, right, to not to follow rule. And rupak is such an odd man. And I don't want to follow your rule. You be with your place, I'm be my place, right? In our family also, some kid is really good, but some kid is so mature. Oh, he will not listen to you whatsoever you do it, right? So this is rupak. You do whatever, I'm not going to follow you. So rupak is exceptional tal, which is not following that rule of this is a beat after the center of the tal. It doesn't follow that. Okay, so that is we call as a khali. However, if this definition does not hold for all time cycle, okay, so this is a disclaimer again. And the example is you can say the rupak. And examiner will ask you which tal does not follow the rule of the khali. Your answer should be rupak because it is not the next beat. And logically that is also not possible because if you do half of rupak, how much it is? 3.5. So there is no 4.5 beat in the rupak, right? So naturally that is also not practically possible basically. So in the Hindi, khali means hollow, right? Empty, vacant. That's why when you show khali, you don't give any sound. That's why we call it as a nishabda. Sashabda means sound. Nishabda means there is action, but there is no sound. Okay. In the olden Vedic days, before invention of this percussion instrument, the clap system was the only way to hold the lay rhythm. So in the Natya Shastra, Vedic, this is Vedic Grantha, you will find this word Nishabda and Sashabda lot basically. Okay. So again, the starting bit of very less division of the time cycle is called as a khali. Again, you can add that this is the first bit of the division of where it indicates the khali, starting of the khali basically. So khali part was okay. Okay, let's do one more and then probably we'll stop for today. I have some other engagement unfortunately. Otherwise, would have continued it a little more. But unfortunately, I have some other. So we'll do one division vibhag and then we'll stop for today. Okay. But in case if you need access to this doc, let me know and I can share the link and you can probably give that access. But as such, I have covered everything in the class, so it is not mandatory to get access. But if you still feel that this is I need to probably it's good to have me access, send me the message and I can probably work on with you. Okay. So division, vibhag, khanda. So division vibhag means it's a group. I mean, tal is one complete big house, you can take, and you have a kitchen, you have a dining probably, you have a living room, right? So those are the compartments, those are the subdivisions, or these are the subgroups. That's exactly the division vibhag or khanda is. And the approach of the tal, the presentation of the tal must follow the division. For example, What are the divisions in Rupak? 3, 2, 2, right? So how the lay of Rupak happen? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what the division comes into picture. So the division establishes the lay of the tal. In case of Japtal, what is the division? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is it same for Rupak and Japtal? No. How the Rupak is? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Japtal? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. In case of Tintal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Very simple lay. And that's what Tintal becomes a very common and king of all the tal. Rupak, no. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Common people will not understand 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. They will say, forget about you. You enjoy 1, 2, 3. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am happy. And that's why Kerwa becomes the most usable tal in Bollywood and film industry. Because simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Followed by Dadra 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So in the film industry or semi-classical or the folk music, Dadra and Kerwa becomes the king of the tal. Less brain, no complexity, simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the classical domain, that extension becomes Tintal. So Tintal is 1, 2, 3, 4 used in the pure classical domain. Semi-classical, light, folk use Kerwa 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that okay? So that's what the division of the tal gives you the lay of the tal. So the group of the beats may define character of the tal, which is what the vibhag, and those are fixed in the tal. You can't change. Now in case of Rupak, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. You can't change. Jap tal 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. We have not learned Deep Chandi, but it is Deep Chandi is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So every tal has his own lay, and that is governed with the division. Got it? Any question before we stop? Sorry, I was talking since morning 8 o'clock, so my voice is a little down today. So we'll stop for today. But in case if you need access to that, let me know. But the good suggestion is practice practical part. All the tals, all the kaidas. The more you practice, the more perfection you are going to get. See, the one simple thing I can share with you guys is that, especially this generation, Kedar, Swaranya, and Ishan, okay, your thought is, oh, I know Rupak, I know Ektal, I know Tita Kaida. Knowing in the music is first step. After knowing, you need to do a sadhana. Sadhana is word we use, which in the English or other musical word we call as a riyaz. That sadhana, once you do, then you become a sadhak, and then you get the thing as a sadhya. So sadhana, sadhak, sadhya, those are really good, meaningful word in our culture. And unless you get into that lineage, you won't get expert into music. Knowing is just very basic. In your academic, once you know the things, you can develop a lot of things. That is different ornament. But in music, knowing is just a basic step. And thereafter, you start practicing, revising, doing 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. Now you become a sadhak. Now you become probably an expert into that. Okay? Any question before we stop? No question? Okay. Thank you guys so much. Next week we will meet in person. This week I was traveling, so unfortunately I'm out of town. But next week we will meet in person. But practice the Qaida, please. And keep sharing your recording every week, at least once, I would say. And every week, make sure that how much progress you get it. That is important to observe, manage, or to look at it what I was previous week and what I gained this week. And unless you do self-analyzation, there is no progress. Yes. And see, exam is a meaning. Because of that, you are studying more. If you don't appear for exam, if you didn't even bother to look at it, basically. So utilize that approach, utilize that goal that I am appearing for exam, and feel proud and prepared seriously. Don't take it lightly. Put your efforts, put your sincerity, put your some extended hours, and now you are developing a lot in that sense. And as we continue year after year after year, you will see a big difference in it. It's a long-term achievement. It's not a short-term. Music is not going to achieve in year 2, 3. The word we use is a tapasharya. Tap is equal to 12 years. So it's a decadic process, what we see. Okay? Okay, guys. Thank you. Namaste. I'll see you next week in person. Namaste. Bye.